What's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith with College Game Time, back with another Game Time reaction video. It's another one from Big 12 Media Days, and it's Brett Yormark talking to Sirius XM. I just noticed this clip floating around on Twitter, talking about the media market and him being glad that they acted when they did as far as the Big 12 is concerned. Let me let you hear this clip real quick. It's less than 30 seconds, and then let's discuss, because there's a couple key dates actually this week, and let's see if we can get some discussion going on this.
The media market today isn't what it was when we did our deal in the fall. And I am just so thrilled that we got our deal done early, because I'm not sure if I didn't do that deal then, that deal exists today.
Wow.
Okay? And you guys are in the media world. You're reading about, what's going on.
So he's not saying anything earth-shattering here. It's pretty obvious that the media market is not today what it was when the Big 12 got their extension. So what I want to bring up here, though, not so much media, because I know I just said a couple days ago I'm done talking about media, yet here we are. But do we think some realignment dominoes are going to fall this week? Okay, so tomorrow, the 17th, is the deadline. First off, it kicks off SEC Media Days, so we have more talking season happening this week. But it's the board meeting with the Mountain West Conference to determine if San Diego State, in fact, is still in the Mountain West, or if they are out, if their notice of resignation was official or not. Here's a thought on that. Part of me wonders if they decide tomorrow that San Diego State did, in fact, give an official notice of leaving, leaving the conference. And then San Diego State comes back and says, no, and they file some form of an appeal. Does that push the deadline back even further? Someone with more knowledge on the situation, I would love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments. In other words, can San Diego State further extend their deadline by the Mountain West Conference determining that they are out, and then them filing an appeal, right? So then it has to go through an appeals process, which I'm sure takes several weeks. I have no idea what the bylaws or anything. What's a bylaw? I have no idea what any of that is. However, I could see a scenario here where San Diego State gets yet another deadline extension. And if this thing plays out where they get another deadline extension from appealing whatever decision is the decision that is possibly made tomorrow, that they're out, and then the Pac-12 finally gets a media deal done and then gives an offer to them when they're still in the midst of the appeal process that they're out, well, they could in turn end up looking like geniuses by, not for joining the Pac-12 necessarily, but for giving their notice, or whatever we want to call that they, giving their request for an extension that was received as a notice of leaving, that then ends up, it was a denied request that ends up turning into two extensions. The one to July 17th, and then whatever. I know I'm getting way ahead of all this, but don't be shocked if that's how this thing plays out. So if the Mountain West Conference says that San Diego State is out tomorrow, I would imagine San Diego State's going to appeal. And when something's under an appeal, okay, what is that, another week, 10 days, 14 days, 3 weeks? That's another extension. Now, the other key date this week is the 21st, which I believe is Friday, and that's what kicks off Pac-12 Media Days. That's been said as the next deadline for Pac-12 to have their deal done and in place and announced. Again, it's not a hard deadline, so there's no reason to think that it's going to get a deal done. But the thing I'm going to be paying attention to is the thing I've already talked about, which is that the Mountain West Conference has their board meeting tomorrow. Let's see what their decision is. And if that decision gets appealed and pushes the deadline back even further, to me, that's probably your hard deadline. And it almost feels like this whole thing is like an inside job from the start, if that's how it plays out. If the Pac-12 really is using San Diego State as their deadline to get, not using them, but is aware of their deadlines, but they know, okay, if they get ruled out tomorrow, then that pushes it. It gives us another 14 days. Now, maybe the two have nothing to do with each other, but just curious. Do you think San Diego State's going to get yet another deadline based off how this thing plays out? But then getting back to Yormark's video of what comments he just made, I mean, it just shows that, this is not looking good for the Pac. It's just not. And I know that Colorado's getting antsy. So let me know what you think in the comments. And until next time, I'm Trey Smith with College Game Time. Peace.